Chaos.radio. Music, podcasts, entertainment.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of NEWSWAVE, written, produced and recorded in the heart of Cornwall by the team here at Chaos Radio. I'm your host, Tom Howe, and I'll be guiding you through some of the insightful guests and exciting news content that we've enjoyed across Chaos Radio this past week. On today's show, we join Tony Scarratt, Publicity Officer for Mevagissey Male Choir, to learn more about the group's 50-year legacy, upcoming performances, and how music continues to bring people together. We check in with the team from Pawsitive Pets to help celebrate the second anniversary of their pet food bank, a first for Cornwall, which provides vital support across the Duchy. As well as that, we take a trip to the Truro City Stadium to witness the Tinners make history as they are crowned champions of National League South. If all that wasn't enough, we hear from Sue Hooper MBE, who reflects on 5 decades of enriching cultural and community life in Cornwall, as well as discussing celebrations for VE Day. And we welcome Becky Constant from Cornwall Water Sports to explore the range of activities offered at Pentuan Beach and a charity event they're hosting on May the 10th to raise funds for local charities.
NEWSWAVE.
Founded by local fishermen in 1974, Mevagissey Male Choir has grown into one of Cornwall's most popular groups. They've performed over 1,000 concerts across the UK and abroad, from Canada to Cyprus and the Royal Albert Hall to Mevagissey Quay, as well as having celebrated their 50th anniversary with a memorable performance at the Hall for Cornwall. With a set that spans everything from classical and traditional Cornish music to songs by Freddie Mercury and Robbie Williams, the choir continues to entertain while raising funds for good causes and bringing people together through music. Joining Cheryl Gordon to talk about their legacy, future performances and how you can get involved was Tony Scarratt, Publicity Officer for Mevagissey Male Choir.
NEWSWAVE.
We have approximately 40 plus singing members. Our music director is Jimmy Cannon, a well-known local saxophonist, which you can catch doing concerts wherever he works. Our accompanist is Matthew Fox, a wonderful pianist, and our deputy is Mike S. Thompson. As you state, last year was our 50th anniversary. We culminated with a fantastic concert at the Hall for Cornwall, where we were joined by the Cornwall Youth Choir, which we helped to sponsor to go to Hull, where they won the contest there. We'd like to help the youth because hopefully in the future that will be our members joining us.
Oh, that must have been a real lovely evening to spend with another choir as well, and it being young people. It must have been quite inspiring. Tony, can I ask the question, how long have you actually been involved with the choir? I
moved away from Cornwall 50 odd years ago. I bought a business up in North Devon, so I had to move away. But I've been singing, came back when I retired, and been singing with Meva Choir now for 12 years. But I was singing I was in Ilfracombe at the time and was singing with Ilfracombe for 30 years. So I've been singing for a long time. It's very good for you. It's good cardiovascular, and it's excellent for your brain. In this day and age, I think all of us should be singing far more than we do today.
It's about creating those feel-good endorphins, really, isn't it? And being around people as well. That must be an incredible feeling with, a nice group of men you've got something in common with there.
Yes, we're a very friendly group. As I said, we're 40 plus members, and we were lucky enough last year to win the Cornwall Festival of Singing for International Choirs. And we managed to win a cup for our efforts, where we ended up being the best Cornish choir in our section. We were very proud of that in our 50th year. Having said that, socially, we also rehearse at the St Andrew's Church on a Monday night, 7:30, if anybody wants to come along and join us. And usually, because of the medicinal purposes, we probably pop that down to the fountain for a quick pint.
Obviously, if tap water, that would be then, Tony, after singing all that in the evenings.
It's neck oil.
Absolutely. I mean, to win a cup and it being your 50th anniversary, and singing at the Hall for Cornwall, I mean, what's all this? How's it felt to you as a choir, and maybe to yourself personally?
It's very, very, very gratifying, especially at the Hall for Cornwall when we sang with the Cornwall Youth Choir. I mean, the children. I say children. Most of them are young boys, young men. The enthusiasm that they have it transfers into the audience and also onto us, and gives us a purpose for singing. It's great. We have a next concert later this month at the St Austell Arts Centre with a group called Press Gang, who unfortunately I'm also a member of singing with those.
Oh, so you had to choose which one you were going to sing with then, Tony?
No, I'll sing with all of them. It's not a problem.
You seem to be a man of many talents.
I try to keep myself very busy if I can.
That's really good. Now, let's talk about iconic venues. We've talked about a few already. You've performed all over the world at some of the iconic venues. What do you think has been the secret to choir's continued success and popularity now more than 5 decades?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's the audience. We try to entertain. Their job is to entertain. So we've been lucky enough to sing at places like the Minack Theatre, which is an astounding theatre. If you can imagine that on an evening with the sunset behind you, with the audience sat up through the cliff, and the resounding sound from that coming off the sea is just phenomenal. We were very lucky when we were in Cyprus singing there 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago now. We sang in a Roman amphitheatre to the audience there with a backdrop to the sea at the sunset again. Just absolutely gobsmacking amazing. We've been lucky enough to join the Association of Cornish Choirs and sang in the Albert Hall. It's just amazing to get to these venues to be able to experience this, not just for herself, but for the audience as well. It's magnetism. Amazing.
Oh, that sounds incredible. How do you choose which music to perform, and how is it important is it to blend modern with tradition?
We try to mix it up. As I say, we sing anything from Bizet to ELO. We try to get, which our goal we become a Mevagissey Male Choir and not necessarily a male voice choir. Difference being that traditionally, if I go back traditionally, a male voice choir was traditionally a Methodist choir, so they sang Methodist songs and hymns and arias. We try to get away from that and be a bit more modern, so we sing something like Robbie Williams and Freddie Mercury and ELO, Mr. Blue Skies. Keeps the audience on their toes. We also do a resounding piece called Tell My Father, which comes from a musical from America of the Union and Confederates War, which is a very moving piece. So it's interesting, a mix of everything, really.
It sounds good to be able to have that little mix of it all. Now, you're hosting free concerts on Mevagissey Quay over the summer. When can people catch you, and what can they expect?
Every August for the whole August. Luckily for August, it's normally about 5 weeks on a Monday night on the quay, Mevagissey Choir on Fisherman Quay, right in the centre of Mevagissey, overlooking the harbour. It's a free concert. we're singing there for about an hour. Depends on the weather, obviously. If it's raining, then we tend to go back to the chapel and sing in there. But usually we are very lucky. We have an audience of upwards of between 200 and 500 people come down on a key. It's absolutely gobsmacking amazing. When I say it's a free concert, we normally have somebody wandering about with a bucket. And we ask that people, because we sing it, we normally ask that people that don't make too much noise when they're putting coins in the bucket, so could they possibly use paper?
Tony, you're very cheeky, which I like. Yeah, I mean, donations count. I mean, you can't do these events, you can't go to different places and spread your wonderful music without those donations. So they all are really important. Let's talk about joining your choir. You've got members in their teens right up to people in their 80s. What would you say to someone that's thinking about joining, and what prior experience might they need?
It's fascinating. As I say, we sang with the Cornwall youth choir, and we were lucky enough called a young man called Josh, who's still at college at the moment now, has joined us, and he's 16. So we have members. Also, can I just mention, we have a founder member of the member choir has been singing with us now for 50 years, called Mr. Pierce. His son, Paul Pierce, sings with us, and his son, Alex Pierce, sings with us. So we have 3 members of one family, all in the member choir. We have anything from youngsters joining us now, which is good because that's the lifeblood of the choir. Once the older members pass on, as they do, and fade away, somebody needs to replace them. So we're always looking for new and anybody who's looking to join a choir. As I say, we rehearse on a Monday night at 7:30 at St Andrew's Chapel, Mevagissey. Anybody who wants to turn up will be more than welcome. We made to be helpful with your singing ability. You don't necessarily need to read music. We help you in every way we can. We have teach tracks where you can learn all the music online during the week. So when you come to do the rehearsal, we have 2 hours of rehearsal. You're all ready to go. So that hopefully that helps.
Oh, Tony, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you this morning. Before you go, for anyone listening who you might want to book the choir for an event, join up themselves, or simply follow your journey, where's the best place to find the information?
Easy way is Google Mevagissey Male Choir. All the information is on there. All the contact details are on there. You can contact by telephone, email, or just turn up on the night.
NEWSWAVE.
Now it's time to join community journalists Dom, Harley and Janice as they help celebrate the Pawsitive Pets Pet Food Bank's 2nd birthday. They speak to fantastic pet charities, some of the 4-legged stars, and bring their own little bit of chaos.
NEWSWAVE.
Can you tell me a bit more about the St Francis Dogs Home, please?
Yeah, we're based in Duchy, where we've got, they're just rebuilding the kennels at the moment. And we basically rehome only in Cornwall, so we keep it local because that way we get dogs that are local, and also we give a lot of advice and behavioural help, and that will continue for as long as they need it, so we don't like to rehome outside of the area. Yeah.
And what sort of people come to you looking for dogs?
Anyone. I mean, we would never say, I know they always say, you know, just because you live in a flat doesn't mean you can't have a dog. It's just got to be the right sort of dog. Just because you live in a town doesn't mean you can't have a dog, and just because you've got a farm doesn't mean you should have a dog. So it's, you know, it's all about trying to match the dogs we've got with the type of people that come in and the type of place that they live.
And what sort of dogs do you have at the kennels at the moment?
Well, they're all in foster actually at the moment while the kennels are being rebuilt. So we've got a lot of foster homes, but there's all sorts of different ones. I mean, there's a few. We always seem to have there always seems to be a husky or two, and there always seems to be a French bulldog or two.
And so, what do you do for funding?
Well, it's. I mean, there are obviously as with every charity, there's kind of lots of stuff going on in the background, but we try and do a lot of these sort of events where we just get out and about and collect a bit of money, chat with people. I mean, we've got We're doing Pets at Home partnership at the moment, so we're in Bodmin Pets at Home quite a lot of Saturdays.
So if anyone wants to actually donate or get in touch with you, how would they go about doing that?
The easiest way is probably just to go to the website. It's just stfrancisnewquay.org.uk.
We're with John at the Cornwall Search Dogs, and good morning to yourself.
Good morning, how are you today?
I'm not too bad, thank you. We're here with the lovely Tegan, who is a search dog herself.
Yeah, she is. She's a search dog. She's 7 years old. She's been with us since our inception, as you can hear. Quite vocal, and she's been a search dog for about 6.5 years now. She is a Celtic Spaniel, which her dad was a Welsh Springer and her mother was a Breton.
What is the whole point of the Cornwall Search Dogs?
Right, the whole point is that we want to assist in any way we can with our highly trained scent discriminatory dogs to look for missing dogs and sometimes people using our highly trained dogs, and we've been very successful at doing this. We operate 24/7 throughout the whole of the Duchy, and we're just basically can be contacted through Dog Lost Cornwall or our Facebook page.
Do you get quite busy, a lot of calls in general?
It all depends really. There's no set barometer as when we will get called. Sometimes we get called out 2-3 times a day. Sometimes it can be a lull of a couple of weeks. We never ever can tell. But we've got a team of highly trained individuals. There's 6 highly trained dogs plus 6 trainees at the moment, and so we can generally go as quickly as we possibly can.
Are people able to get involved if they want to help you in any way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're always looking for people to come out and help us, recruitment style, looking for other dogs, although not at the moment. In the future, we also operate a drone system. We're always looking for people to come out and help us with the drones, stuff like that, and basically just get in touch with us and we can see what we can do for you.
Perfectly leads me on to my next question. How do we all get in contact with you?
Hi, yes, through Facebook is probably the best medium. Just like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook, and you can get in touch with us through there.
So I'm here with someone who's very important and integral to the event. Would you like to introduce yourself to me?
Yeah, hi, I'm Jules. I work for Pets at Home in Falmouth. I've been invited along today to judge the dog show, my first one, which has been really enjoyable and a bit nerve-wracking as well. I work with Nicola and the Blue Cross. The Blue Cross in Falmouth is one of the charities that my store supports, and we work well together, and it's fantastic. Our company sends in a lot of stock for Nicola, and we have collection bins in the store where people can bring in any pet food they don't need or want anymore, and that goes directly to Nicola, and then she supports the people in the area who actually need help with their pets. So.
And why do you think it's so important for you to be supporting these initiatives?
I think as a business, there's so much can be done to support lots of different charities in the community. I think a lot of businesses now are doing that, but there's still a lot of work to do. As a pet store, where we have a salon and a vets as well, absolutely, I think we should be seen to be, helping and supporting, the charities locally. And our business has a pet foundation, and if you are fortunate enough to be part of our pet club, every time we swipe your card or your app on your phone, which you can download for free, some of that money goes towards our local rescue centres in Cornwall, who we support. So it's a great way of raising money for some different pet charities in Cornwall as well.
So for the time being, thank you so much, and thank you for all the work you do in supporting Nicola. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being here today.
NEWSWAVE.
Right, I'm Tom Howe and you're listening to NEWSWAVE on Chaos Radio. Time for a little bit of sport now. I took to the pitch at Truro City Stadium moments after the Tinners were confirmed as National League South champions on Saturday the 26th of April. I was joined by Rob Butland, Commercial and Club Secretary, Eric Perez, Executive Chairman, John Fabi, Director, John Askey, Manager, Stuart Yetton, Assistant Manager, and Debba Sidhu, Goalkeeper Coach. This was as well as Gareth Davies, Head of Media and Communications, Dan Lavercombe, ever-present goalkeeper, Tyler Harvey, top goal scorer, and of course, a selection of Tinners supporters.
NEWSWAVE.
Rob Butland, can I have a word? Can I get your reaction to all of this that's unfolding in front of you?
Yeah, it's been words can't really sum it up. We've gone from literally zero to hero. We had, a year ago, what we're standing on now was mud. Everyone was tipping us for relegation, and it's just been the most unbelievable ride. Ups, downs. Just a huge 18 months for the club, and this is just so fitting, and Cornwall just deserves it. It's as simple as that. It just does. You shouldn't have to leave Cornwall to see things like this, and that's what this is all about.
Eric, can I grab a quick word for Chaos? How are you feeling in this moment?
Mate, you can't feel any better than this. When we took over this club, we were averaging 75 die-hard fans a game, playing at Plymouth Parkway, ended up in Gloucester. We were at the bottom of the table when we took over. Now we're the champions. Full crowd here, unbelievable. Over 1,800 average attendance. This is just the beginning. Feel amazing.
I spoke to you when the stadium was being opened all those months ago, and now here we are, National League South champions. How does that feel, mate?
A bit surreal, to be honest. That was probably the most nervy game of football I've ever watched in my life. You got one eye on your phone, one eye on the pitch. Mental, absolutely mental. The boys have done us so proud this season regardless, so it was just a free hit really, and for the situations they've been in this season, the previous seasons, it's just, they deserve this, all the guys deserve this so much. And John Askey, what a boy John Askey is, eh? Oh, what a man.
John, can I grab a quick word? Thoughts after what you've just witnessed, after seeing this ground come from your imagination, seeing it here now today, seeing all these people here celebrating Truro City National League South champions, National League next season. What does it mean? Can you sum it up at all?
This, yeah.
Huge amount of effort, huge amount of time, resources, people that have worked so hard for this. This time last season, we didn't even have a home ground, did we? But look,
knee deep in mud, Tom, weren't we, this time last year? And all, across everything, knee deep in mud, and where we were playing, doing this place, like keeping a club together. Yeah, wow.
It's absolutely next level, mate. It's absolutely next level. It takes my breath away, to be honest with you. It's like it was fate, to be honest with you. It's like it was fate.
And here they come, your Truro City boys, champions of National League South. Yetzi, can I get your thoughts very quickly before the drink goes in?
Oh, listen, it's probably the greatest achievement in Truro City's history. Well, it isn't, probably it is. We've had some unbelievable days at this football club, and we just keep rewriting them. And this group of lads will go down in history, as history makers and the best team that we've ever had. So we're going to enjoy this for a few days, few weeks, few months, and then we'll take it from there.
Dan, can I grab a quick word?
Yes, of course.
You've been in ever-present this season, played every minute of every game for Truro City in there. Can I just tell you, National League South winning season. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, great feeling. I don't think anyone would have saw it coming at the start of the year. We were, I think, favourites for relegation. So just to sort of prove everyone wrong is amazing, really. It's great.
And to be here now with the lads and all of the supporters back here in Truro as well must feel really special.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah. I'm sure we'll have a great night tonight, and it's been great. A good game. Loved it.
Debba, can I just ask you some very quick questions?
Absolutely.
How does this moment feel? You've been involved with Truro City for
20 years now.
20 years. How does this moment, after everything the club has been through, after you've been through as well, how does this moment feel?
I've said to the boys, this is the best achievement ever by the club. And you've got to thank Alex and Eric for that as well, for organising everything. So it's been absolutely wonderful.
And they did it today in true Truro City fashion. They pulled us through it all afternoon, didn't they?
Well, it's true. That's what you call true drama. Because you don't get that on TV.
John, can I grab a quick word with yourself? How are you feeling in this moment?
Oh, I feel crap.
Thank you. In all seriousness, this is you told me a few weeks ago this would be a minor miracle if you're able to pull this off. Even getting to this stage, it does feel like a miracle, doesn't it?
It's amazing. We knew we were so close, but you never thought we were going to do it. There's been so many ups and downs, but to achieve what the players have achieved is fantastic. Like today, who could have imagined that we would go out and win 5-2? They started so well, and no, they deserve it because they're a fantastic group, and the most honest group of players I've ever worked with, and I'm really pleased for them.
Lost for words, Tom, to be honest, and that's very unlike me, and what a great achievement. I don't think anyone thought this would happen at the start of the season. Written off almost as cannon fodder, relegation favourites, rank outsiders, but as the season grew, I think Truro thought they might get a chance for the playoffs, but this is just beyond our wildest dreams.
Amazing. Thank you, Gareth.
Proud of you. Love you, Truro.
Tyler, can I just grab 30 seconds with you, my friends?
30 seconds is it. Want some beer to drink?
What are you feeling? How are you feeling? What's going on here?
Well, I'm not too sure at the minute. I mean, I have no idea. I've been at this place a long time, seen some bad days and some good days, but this is certainly top of the pile, and nothing more than we and everyone down here deserves. And I got some beer to drink tonight and tomorrow and for the rest of the week. Probably the summer as well, but I think we all deserve a good party tonight.
NEWSWAVE.
Okay, Sue Hooper MBE has spent over 5 decades enriching the cultural and community life of Saltash and beyond. From championing youth and the arts to leading major commemorative and civic events, her impact has been profound. Sue joined Janice Rose to discuss her charitable foundation, the upcoming VE Day celebrations, and the inspiring local talent helping bring history to life.
NEWSWAVE.
So, Sue, tell me, what role did Cornwall play in World War II, and was it affected by the conflict at all?
Oh, very much so. Cornwall played quite a significant role during the Second World War. For a start, of course, there were many troops, many men and women that went to war, and a lot of them came up from Cornwall and left by the Saltash railway station and also the Saltash ferry. And also, of course, Cornwall took many hundreds of children, evacuees. They were evacuated into Cornwall. It was much safer for them. And a lot of the open land, the beautiful cliffs of Cornwall were taken over by the government. That was all barbed wired, and because they thought that maybe they were going to be people from, the enemy coming down into Cornwall. So they really did take over a lot of the land in Cornwall, the government, the MOD, And it took the people that owned the land many years to reinstate it again back, to its former glory.
And did Cornwall have any sort of secret resistance fighters? You hear in other places that they have sort of groups of men that were available in case they were called up instantly, in case there was, an invasion. Did they have any sort of those groups around as well?
Well, I'm sure they did, but of course, not everything is revealed to the people, so we wouldn't have known everything. But rest assured, Cornwall was very much alert and alerted to the war and what role that Cornwall could play in the war. And of course, we had so many civilians in Cornwall that did their bit, like the Land Army girls and the Home Guard and people that worked on the buses. They did all kinds of jobs, what the men couldn't do when they went away. But Cornwall really wasn't like the cities from bombardment, but they certainly played a significant role. And Saltash alone, Saltash was bombed during the war on one occasion, on April the 22nd, 1942, and there were 8 civilians that were killed during that time, and 4th Street was virtually obliterated, and it took years for the borough council to rebuild Saltash again, because the Luftwaffe was really aiming for the Brunel Bridge, and bridges are very difficult to hit, but they did manage to hit Saltash. So, and of course, included in the fallen of Saltash, there was 122 killed Saltash people during, that was men and women, but mainly men, during the Second World War. And as I say, 15 of those, including civilians and auxiliary personnel, were killed. So right on, right up here, on, the east of Cornwall, we probably got it the worst.
Yeah, you mentioned the Land Army, and we take it for granted now that there's female farmers, there's men farmers. But back in the day, that was really quite radical, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. But I think the women, in the main, quite enjoyed, having a purpose, because it really wasn't until the 20th century that women really came into their own. And when the men were away fighting, I think most of them really did appreciate being given a job and to be helping their country. And so women really did play, a significant role. And of course, internationally, women, not only women of Cornwall, but internationally, the women that were, because it was a world war, women did all kinds of jobs like spies and resistance and things like that. Special operations executive, some gave their lives, and they were very, very brave.
And most of it is top secret. I remember the code breakers, some of them didn't even tell other members of their family. It was like, well, we're not talking about it. We've been sworn to secrecy and that's it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. They were sworn to secrecy. And, of course, if anything ever leaked, their own lives were at risk, let alone the lives of the country and whoever they were serving at that time.
So you mentioned that we were obviously had a lot of evacuees in from the towns. How did that affect the demographic and the nature of Cornwall? Because obviously they came from a very different world, moving down to a very rural idyll. So what happened there?
Well, several hundred children came down from the cities, London, Manchester, even Plymouth. My own brother and sister were evacuated. My brother came down to Falmouth when he was evacuated, and it certainly did affect the demographics of Cornwall. But Cornwall were only too pleased to help the children and to help the families, and they felt too that they were playing a significant part in the war efforts, which may have seemed a simple deed, but in fact it was imperative, because the children had to be safe, but a lot of children didn't want to evacuate, so a lot of children they stayed with their families, but as I say, hundreds didn't, and they were safe in Cornwall, and I expect they had plenty of Cornish pasties.
Oh, I would imagine so. So VE Day is announced. How did the people of Cornwall react to the news that the war in Europe has ended, Sue?
Well, of course, it's quite double-sided, really, because people further up, nearer Plymouth, like Salt Ash, for instance, there was so much devastation, bomb buildings, they had their fallen, as I said, schools, churches, all kinds of things. They did celebrate, and they were delighted that the war was over, but they also wanted to pay tribute to those that had made it possible for them during the victory in Europe. There were they, celebrating and commemorating as best they could amongst the rubble. But of course, it was at a cost. But it did mean, and it was great joy to think that the Second World War was over, the fighting was over. Of course, it went on a little bit longer for the war in Japan, so there were still some troops fighting in that war, which I think eventually, around about, that was the treaty signed the 15th of August. They surrendered, the Japanese, on the 14th. But certainly the community did get together and they celebrated. They had tea parties and bonfires and fireworks, and they really made a big thing of it. But always at the back of their mind was really paying tribute to those that have made peace possible.
So this year, the Sue Hooper Charitable Foundation is planning its own major tribute to VE 80 Day celebrations. Can you tell us a little bit about this event and what it means to you and to the community?
Yes, of course. The Sue Hooper Charitable Foundation is a foundation which was formed to benefit the performing arts in all their disciplines. And we really felt that not only do we make it possible for students to realise their dreams within the performing arts, we also have within our mission statement to organise musical and dramatic events. And over the several years, when we've had opportunities to do so, we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Votes for Women, which was fought for by the suffragettes and suffragettes. We also did a musical theatre for the end of the Great War, and we felt that this 80th anniversary of victory in Europe was an ideal platform to bring the community together once again to celebrate, commemorate, and we did this through song and the spoken word, and we also encouraged the children of the Salt Ash schools to produce written works, and they've done marvellous work, poetry and songs, and what they felt was an appropriate letter to send from the front line to their families at home. So we've been able to engage the whole of the Salt Ash community, all ages, all abilities, all skills and talents, and we feel we've done that, and we've really lifted the hearts and minds of everyone that's been involved. And even if they've not been singing with us, they've enjoyed reading about what we've been doing. And Saltash is certainly buzzing with the commemorations and celebrations of victory in Europe 80 years ago.
Well, it sounds like an absolutely fabulous event. And of course, the supremely talented Florence Hope has contributed 2 well-loved songs to your We'll Meet Again project. Can you tell us a little bit more about Florence and the song she's brought to this commemoration?
Yes, Florence has a great interest in World War II music and the music of the big bands in the 1940s era. And she has quite an astonishing voice.
Well, she certainly has. It's gorgeous.
Yes. And she uses her voice to be able to raise awareness of many things. And in this case, I mean, she raised awareness of the D-Day campaign, which happened this year in June, and she sang wonderful songs for that. She's very much influenced by the songs of Vera Lynn and those similar personnel. Vera Lynn obviously visited the troops in and around Europe, and she likes to think, and she does certainly succeed in singing to raise money and raise awareness of and to be able to encourage us all to pay tribute to all those that gave so bravely and valiantly their lives, and also for the veterans, because she's raising money for the Veteran Foundation at the moment. Her previous campaign was for the Royal British Legion, and so she's been able to raise many hundreds of pounds and at the same time give great joy to the listeners of her beautiful voice.
Her voice is beautiful, Sue. It gave me goosebumps. It was just so silky smooth. How did you connect with Florence?
How am I connected to her?
Yeah.
Well, she happens to be my granddaughter.
Oh.
But that's not something that we would freely say, because it's about her and her objectives rather than about me. But she has helped the trust for over a decade. She's helped the trust raise many thousands of pounds through her voice.
No, it's absolutely amazing. And if people want to find out more about your charitable organisation or support the work you do, where can I find out more information, Sue?
Well, just visit the Sue Hooper Charitable Foundation website. If they just put Sue, that's SUEHCF.org.uk, everything will come up, and that will include all the young people and others in Cornwall that the Trust has been able to help through music and theatre. It's all there, Janice.
No, that would be great. And the event you're holding on VE Day, how does it start? Where can people find it? Is it all across Saltash, or are you just in a particular location?
Well, as it happens, our event is there's events already going on VE Day on May the 8th, but our event, our big community concert with the Carlton big band, Glenn Miller Sound, is on Saturday, May the 10th at 6 o'clock at the Saltash Wesley Church. But all that is on the website, is all there for people to see. And if your program now, Janice, hopefully will raise even more awareness. It's been on BBC Spotlight and BBC Radio Cornwall, and it's kindly on your station as well. So we do hope that people will be alerted to what is available to them. I'm not sure how many other events like this is going on, so we really do envisage that we'll have a very busy concert. We hope so anyway.
NEWSWAVE.
And finally this week to Cornwall Water Sports and Becky Constant. I popped over to Pentuan Beach to meet her and explore the exciting opportunities they offer, as well as a unique charity event they're hosting on May the 10th, featuring yoga, meditation and sauna sessions in support of local causes.
NEWSWAVE.
I am Becky Constant, and I've got the water sports, Cornwall Water Sports, down on the beach at Pentuan. Last year I put in the sauna, which was a quiet start, but over the winter I've had lots of customers that have come and asked what else we do other than just the sauna. So that's what we do. We've put in doing some extra stuff down here this year.
Fantastic. Well, it looks brilliant and you've got a lovely little spot here. What else do Cornwall Water Sports offer other than the sauna here as well? You've got plenty in the shop here. There's things to try. I know I've done kayaking here as well with my wife, my pregnant wife, might I add, as well. So there's a little bit of something for everything.
Yeah, so we've got paddleboards, XL paddleboard, we've got tandem paddleboards, so we're paddleboarded out. We've got double kayaks, single kayaks, we've got a pedalo on a nice calm day, that's really good fun, and we do small boat hire as well for families to go out on, and that's just between sort of May and August. It's just that nice sort of calm time.
Absolutely, and you've got a new addition as well to the fleet.
Yeah, we've got so we've guardianed it for 2 or 3 years now, which is our wheelchair, which makes the beach accessible for all. That's Cornwall Mobility bring that down for us at the start of the season every year. And I think you can get a map of everywhere in Cornwall where they have them.
Yeah, such a brilliant resource, and just opens up so many opportunities to so many different people that might not have had those opportunities before. Tell me about what's coming up. You have a very special event in just a few weeks' time here, don't you?
Yeah, so we're trialling sort of yoga, meditation and sauna. So we're doing a charity event on the 10th of May from 10 till 2. We're running sort of 4 different sessions. We're doing a yoga session, we're doing a meditation and sound bath. I think it's called gong bath of some sort as well. And that's just running, and then we're having the sauna open all day, and you can just donate to charity.
Fantastic. So if you haven't tried it yet, if you fancy dipping your toe in, and you've seen people do it, I love it, absolutely love it. The sauna swim and the contrast therapy and things like that. I was a little bit sort of apprehensive when I first tried it.
I think a lot of people are apprehensive. Yeah, I found that really difficult to get people to sort of get the kit off and get in there in the winter, especially.
Yes, I started in February, so when it came to something like June or July, I was well away. A great opportunity to try something new, perhaps, and to support a local business and local charities as well. What charities are you supporting specifically?
So I've got to get this right, because we are supporting Merlin Neurotherapy Centre and you guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. I suppose I'm going to put you on the spot and embarrass you slightly now, but why those two particular charities? What might they represent to you or to the community? Was it a group discussion? Was it something you came up with? What's the thinking?
So I'm working with Alex, who is the holistic mermaid down at Mevagissey, and with yoga with Ashley, and they're both local women, and I think Alex certainly said she knew Chaos. I know Chaos through Aidan, and Merlin, one of my friends, helps run it, and I live in Sticker, so it's really close to us, but I also think it's really helpful for sauna, would be really helpful for people that are needing extra help, I guess.
Absolutely. So tell me about the makeup of the day. It's coming up. The day's coming up very soon.
Yes.
How can people find out more information? How can they get involved? Do they need to pre-book? How is it all working, Becky?
Yeah, so there are lots of spots left. You can book on the Cornwall Water Sports website if you go down to the Sand Sauna, or you can find it on our Facebook page as well, which is on the Sand Sauna and on our Facebook page on Cornwall Water Sports. So
go just as easy as that.
As well, just ring me as you know, or text me. So yeah,
the old-fashioned way,
old-fashioned way, yeah.
So people can rock up. They can do a couple of the different sessions. Can we just talk about what it is that's happening on the day, sort of who it's going to be with, and maybe the benefits of that as well to different people?
Yeah, so Ashley's running 2 yoga sessions at 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and Alex is running the meditation and sound bath at 11 and 1 o'clock. And throughout that, you can go in the sauna and do your cold plunge. You can go in the sea, you can have a cold shower. Hopefully I'll have a bucket plunge up and running as well, because that's our latest thing we're putting in. And yeah, it's really just have a go at these things and see whether they're for you. You know, it's trying to step out your comfort zone and seeing whether that's actually going to help you. Saunaing is definitely got lots of benefits. So there's relaxation and stress relief, and there's lots of evidence to say it's helping pain reduction, and it's meant to improve circulation and even sort of boosting our immunities. So yeah, I think there's lots of things that you can, just for yourself, and you know, anxiety is another big thing, is about cortisol being reduced, and that reduces the stress and anxiety. So yeah, I think there's lots of different ways to help, hopefully.
And with the science out of the way, it's just a lot of fun as well, isn't it? It's a huge amount of fun.
Yeah, it's a massive sort of social thing. You know, I've seen so many people sort of come in with their friends. And they're all sort of, it's that after work thing, and then you just see this massive change in them an hour later. Their sort of facial expressions, how they're holding themselves. Yeah, it's massive, I think. So for me, it's really trying to push it a bit more.
Amazing. And lastly, where are you? We're talking about this beautiful spot, but for the benefit of people listening on the radio that can't see this beautiful backdrop, where exactly can you be found?
We are right on the middle of Pentruan Beach, which is on the way to Mevagissey. So bang in the middle of Cornwall, really.
There you go.
The south coast.
Couldn't be any better.
NEWSWAVE.
Okay, that's all we've got time for on this week's edition of NEWSWAVE. A big Chaos Radio thank you to Tony Scarratt, Publicity Officer for Mevagissey Male Choir, to everybody that joined us at the 2nd anniversary of Pawsitive Pets Pet Food Bank and on the pitch at Truro City Stadium, to Sue Hooper MBE, and to Becky Constant from Cornwall Water Sports. And as ever, a final thank you to you for listening and helping support local journalism to thrive. To catch up on all our coverage, as well as to check out our extensive back catalogue of interviews and shows, head on over to chaos.radio. And remember, if you have a local news story that you'd like to share with us, email news@chaos.radio or search Chaos Radio UK across socials. That's it, you're up to date here on Chaos. I'm Tom Howe. Thanks very much for listening.
NEWSWAVE.
Chaos.radio. Music, podcasts, entertainment.